Hey Spurs Nation, it's Jacob, the new TV play-by-play voice of the Spurs. The Emirates NBA Cup, the 2024 edition, is coming up soon, and I know some people are a little confused, so I want to try and run through what's going on, how the Spurs are going to go through this NBA Cup season, the second edition of it. The Lakers were the champs last year, and the Spurs are actually going to play them next Friday on the 15th here inside the Frostbank Center for the first game. Now, how all this works is that the records from last year determine what group you are in. So the Spurs are in West Group B with the Lakers, the Suns, the Jazz, and the Thunder. So each team plays each other once, 4 games, and then the best team from that group with the best record moves on to the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, semifinals, championship game, like the NCAA tournament, knockout round style. Championship game is in Vegas. It's going to be a fun time there. Hopefully the Spurs can get there. Then there is a wild card team from each conference that makes it. It's the team with the best record that doesn't automatically make it into the quarterfinal stage. So we'll see what the Spurs can do in the 2024 Emirates NBA Cup. Hopefully they get as far as the Lakers did. The Lakers won it last year. Let's beat the Lakers on Friday night and start the NBA Cup off with a dub. Go Spurs, go!
Are you sure?
Unable to hit. Rebound Wemby. Back out the cell. Can't get that one, and it is over. The Lakers outlast the Spurs.
Unfortunately, you're damn right they did. I mean, that was one hell of a close-ass game that, went down to the wire. I mean, that is how you open up the Emirates NBA Cup, regardless who the opening teams are, and regardless of who won or who lost. So let's talk about it. So the Spurs came out firing on all cylinders, including a few bang bang Tito Puente 3-pointers. And I'm gonna skip ahead to towards the later stages. When Wemby had that knee-to-knee collision with Anthony Davis, Wemby got up like he was in good shape, but when I saw him going back to the locker room, it scared the shit out of me. I thought he had an injury that Richard Jefferson, former Spur by the way, and that Ryan play-by-play guy thought was I thought he had an injury that Richard and Ryan and the world didn't know about, but. Yeah, no, apparently he wanted to get checked over underneath the tunnel. That way we don't have he didn't want the whole world, the whole arena staring at him thinking something was wrong, which is why he made that good, Ryan made that good analogy when the NFL players do that stuff, where if they want to get checked over and they don't want people to think it's a serious injury, that they're injured and they potentially can't get back in the game, they go into the tent. So Wemby did the right thing. He came out like nothing happened, and he continued to cook, even though we came up short, considering, Castle had a chance to tie it and potentially, make things even more exciting and interesting, but he ended up missing the shot. Sometimes that happens, and then LeBron, he missed his opening 2 free throws and had not scored in 2 quarters, but then he showed up when it mattered the most, as much as I hate to say it, considering I despise the piece of shit and looking forward to the day he retired. So, therefore, and then he made his free throws when it mattered most. See, if it was the other way around, where he made the 2 free throws he missed, he made, and then he missed, and then the free throws he missed, at the end, he missed, we would have opened the door for us, but unfortunately we can't have nice things. And we clicked off firing on all cylinders, and then here come the Lakers, firing back on their cylinders. Somehow the beginning of the game, the first half, the first quarter went our way, and then for some reason we had a momentum swing the other way, where the Lakers came back and build a semi-huge lead. I mean, there was no blowout or anything. I mean, there was no good old-fashioned ass-beating. I mean, there was semi-huge leads. That was it. Our largest lead was 12, but even then, no lead was safe. So just when you thought they had the game in the bag, we're going to keep the lead for the longest period of time up until close to the end, then we made a charge. But as soon as it was us that we thought, excuse me, sorry. Then when it was us that had a comfortable size lead, even if it was semi-huge, then here they came making a charge. It was like nobody could get away from each other. It was like we could not get away from each other to save our life. It just slowly reminded me of those older Lakers Spurs battles in the late 90s, early 2000s with Shaq, Kobe, Robert Horry, Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Devin George, and there for them, and with us, Duncan, Robinson, Bowen, Parker, Ginobili, and even Avery and Sean. They're back in those days, or in 1999 when we straight up, ran them out of their own building in the forum and shut down the forum. It was, Kobe wasn't even in his prime yet. He had yet to become the version of the player that we eventually knew him to become until he retired in 2016, and then he passed away 4 years later. So Kobe had yet to become the player that everybody knew him for and remembered him for in 1999, considering Shaq was already in his prime, but could never get over the hump when it came to winning a championship. Because keep in mind, he reached the finals as an Orlando Magic, but lost to the cheated McDouchebags before they became the cheated McDouchebag, which was the last time those boys ever won anything, dating back to when I was a baby. So therefore, and that's almost just as long as that's as long as we were winning all those years when Duncan came aboard. So therefore, and then he got to the Lakers, made it to the semifinals, and they were a rookie Kobe, and they lost to the Jazz in the second round despite Robert Ory's attempted heroics to save the day when he hit those 7 out of 7 3-pointers, and they still lost. We would have faced them instead of the Jazz if Stockton and the ringless mailman Pito did not get the best of us in the second round in '98 in Duncan's first ever playoff. But who knows how that would have went? Considering the Lakers got to face us in '99 and we swept them. Now, if Duncan never gets that knee injury in 2000 against the Kings in Sacramento to the point where we beat the Suns with ease, who knows if the Lakers would have still beaten us in 2000. I feel like, we had a good chance at upsetting them, considering, we were hot from the 1999 championship, which is why if I ever get another computer that plays actual classic computer game CD-ROMs again, I want to do an NBA Live 2000, what if Spurs season where Duncan does not get hurt in that game. The injury he had in the Kings never happened. He still plays a great game. Spurs win, even though the final score might be different than in real life, and we set the playoffs off the same seeding as in real life, except Duncan is there to help the Spurs, claw their way through that postseason and potentially get that repeat if that knee injury doesn't happen. The same way I want to do a what-if scenario in NBA Live 2004 where I don't even need mods for this one. David Robinson, you sign him out of the Legends pool back onto the Spurs. You put Nesterovic, back in the Timberwolves. Make some. You keep the final 2003-2004 rosters, except make a few modifications to the Spurs scenario, the butterfly effect of Robinson retiring. Nesterovic goes back to the Spurs. Maybe Turkoglu, we keep him on the Spurs. But I don't even remember who took Nesterovic's place when we stole him from Minnesota to replace Robinson. We'll have to figure that out. But either way, Robinson calls off his retirement for one more year to help Tim Duncan win a back-to-back championship in 2004. Or if I'm ever lucky to touch my PS4 and I get proper YouTube recording equipment, I want to do a what-if season on NBA Live 16 where 40-year-old Tim Duncan goes out on top, where in this scenario, the Warriors, don't overachieve. Let's say, they still the 1 seed, but they don't go 73-9. We still find a way to make them the best in the West without them overachieving. And then the spotlight's on the Spurs. 40-year-old Tim Duncan, potentially his last year. I mean, we beat the Grizzlies in real life, but then we get past the last of the KD Westbrook, era Thunder, and we beat them in whatever many games. Then we go to the conference finals to face the Warriors, and 40-year-old Tim Duncan beats them. And then we go to the finals to face the Cavs, where, David Robinson in 03 against the Nets, 40-year-old Duncan retires on top and, beats LeBron in the finals again. And in this universe, my real-life friends here in Ohio who... Not just the people on the internet that the random strangers, but my real life friends and family who are being obnoxious, toxic fans, one magical season and they think that all of a sudden they're the shit. Therefore, we don't even, that universe in NBA Live 16, we don't get that. They're all quiet. In this universe, they'd be quiet and let's say in a universe where real world fans existed, like me and my real life friends and my family, and then I just like in an alternate real life timeline in '07, I'd go around town 2016 in my Tim Duncan jersey and probably get in their face and shit, which is the reality I wish we got. But we're gonna cross that bridge whenever we get there, if we get there, meaning if I touch my PS4, because I do have NBA Live 16 where I can have the ability to do that kind of season. So therefore, but anyway, back to the point, just when you think the Lakers had our number, the Spurs always came striking back. We got within 2, we got within 1. I mean, we tied it up a few times. We took the lead maybe twice, but it's like we could never hang on to it. It's like we could never put our foot down. The Lakers always found a way. So therefore, congratulations to them, I guess. I mean, Anthony Davis was all right, but not congratulations to the 4 and 6 in the finals, the choke. So therefore, will not miss him when he retires. I will be doing a Livin' La Vida Loca dance when that day comes, when he's not part of the league no more and is in good riddance. And the day that he's gone and not in the NBA, as well as the bearded cheating McDouchebag. And I'm not saying this because I'm upset we lost. No, I'm perfectly okay with the loss. I mean, shit happens, but either way, I still don't like LeBron. I mean, great player and everything, but 1, he loses more than he wins, and 2, his personality and character, both on and off the court, more on the court, just rubs me the wrong way. And 2, when a bearded cheating McDouchebag, Harden is no longer there with him, the game of basketball would be a hell of a lot greater and much, much better when those 2 clowns are no longer part of it. So, therefore, there's my little, rant of the night. So, tomorrow we're back at it with, against the Mavericks in Dallas on NBA TV. So, therefore, get ready once again. Brianna, Mallory, James Mahoney, Preston Plays, all my Mavericks fans out there. So you won't want to miss it. So have a good night tonight. Have a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. See you all for the next Spurs game review, which will be in the next video tomorrow night. And man, so therefore, this is going to be our first weekend without NASCAR. So Sunday, I don't know if there's going to be a video. So because the Spurs don't play on Sunday, so if there's no video, then you'll on Sunday, then you'll know why, because I chose to sleep all day, or my mom has to go to a couple funerals, unfortunately, so I really won't be able to do much with her, but we'll figure something out one way or another. Time to edit and upload this and get some downtime in. So see you later, everyone. Go Spurs, go. And one more thing. Prayers up for Coach Pop after that mild stroke he suffered on November 2nd at the SBC Center. We're looking forward to having you back with us after you make a full-on speedy recovery, back to 110% health, and maybe having a full squad of players that are actually all healthy again by the time you come back. Because after all, you're the longest tenured coach in NBA history with one team. 29 of the 30 years I've lived, you've been coach of this, goated team. So we love you, Pop. Come back soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.